Think about the people who rarely get fooled, the people who can sense a lie before it's exposed, spot hidden motives before anyone else, and avoid traps that most people walk straight into. Were they born that way? Or did they learn something about human psychology that most people never discover? Because the greatest advantage in life is not strength, confidence, or even intelligence. It's seeing what other people fail to notice. And once you learn that skill, you'll never look at people the same way again. Most people go through life listening to what others say. But the truly clever watch what people do. That's where the difference begins. A person can promise loyalty while planning their exit. Someone can offer praise while secretly feeling resentment. Someone can appear helpful only because they want something in return. The problem is that appearances are easy to create, and most people accept them without question. As a result, they miss the signals that were there all along. So before we continue, comment below. Eyes open always. Centuries ago, Machiavelli recognized a simple truth about human nature. People often hide their intentions behind words, emotions, and carefully crafted images. Those who avoid being deceived are not necessarily more intelligent. They are simply more observant. They pay attention to patterns, contradictions, and small details that others overlook. Over time, this awareness becomes a powerful advantage. In this video, we'll explore 10 lessons inspired by Machiavelli's observations of human behavior. You'll learn how to recognize deception, read actions more accurately, and sharpen your ability to see beyond appearances. Because the goal is not to become cynical, it's to become aware. And awareness changes the way you move through the world. So if you're ready to develop the art of becoming clever, let's begin. Number 1. Stop trusting words too quickly. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing words without paying attention to behavior. And honestly, most people learn this lesson too late. Because words are cheap. Anybody can say the right thing when it benefits them. Anybody can make promises when there is no pressure. Anybody can sound loyal, respectful, honest, or caring for a few moments. But behavior? Behavior is harder to fake over time. That's why clever people do not get hypnotized by smooth conversations. They study patterns, they watch consistency, they notice what people do when nobody is forcing them to act a certain way. A person might tell you they respect you, but constantly ignore your boundaries. Someone might say they support you, but disappear the moment things become difficult. Another person might constantly praise you in public, yet secretly compete with you behind your back. And the dangerous part is this. Many people ignore actions because they become emotionally attached to words. They want to believe the promise. They want to believe the compliments. They want to believe the image. But reality does not care about beautiful sentences. There's an old proverb that says, "Actions speak louder than words." People repeat that phrase all the time, but very few actually live by it. The proverb survives for a reason, because human nature has not changed. For centuries, people have used language to influence emotions. Some use charm, some use guilt, some use flattery, some use fake kindness. But actions always reveal the truth eventually. A loyal friend does not only speak loyalty, they show up consistently. A trustworthy person does not constantly explain why they should be trusted. Their behavior creates trust naturally. And a dishonest person usually exposes themselves through contradictions. Their words move one direction while their actions move another. That's why clever people slow down before trusting somebody completely. They observe how a person treats waiters, strangers, family members, and people who cannot offer them anything in return. Because character shows itself in small moments, not during speeches, not during carefully prepared performances. Real character appears in repeated behavior. Machiavelli understood something many people still struggle to accept. People often present the version of themselves that gives them the greatest advantage. And if you only listen to words, you will miss reality completely. This does not mean becoming cold or paranoid. It simply means learning to keep your eyes open. Listen carefully, yes, but watch even more carefully. Because once you start judging people by consistent behavior instead of emotional promises, you begin to see human nature much more clearly. And that clarity alone can save you from years of disappointment. Number 2, look for hidden motives. One thing clever people understand very early is this: many people do not reveal their full intentions immediately, and that's not always because people are evil. Sometimes people hide motives because they want approval. Sometimes they want control. Sometimes they want attention, influence, money, comfort, or advantage. Human behavior can sometimes be influenced by self-interest, even when it looks generous on the surface. That's why smart observation matters. For example, somebody may suddenly become extremely friendly when they need something from you. Another person may give advice that sounds helpful, but secretly benefits them more than it benefits you. And if you never stop to ask, why are they doing this? You can easily become blind to what is really happening. Most people only pay attention to appearances. They hear polite words and assume pure intentions. They see confidence and assume honesty. They see kindness and assume loyalty. But clever people think deeper than that. They understand that every action usually has a reason behind it. Machiavelli noticed this centuries ago. He understood that people often protect their real desires behind socially acceptable behavior. A person may pretend to support your success while quietly hoping you fail because your progress makes them feel insecure. Someone may invite you into their circle, not because they value you, but because they see usefulness in you. Another person may constantly play the victim because they know guilt is an easy way to control emotional people. Now, this does not mean becoming suspicious of every human being you meet. That creates paranoia, not wisdom. The goal is balance. The goal is learning to calmly observe without getting emotionally carried away too quickly. Clever people ask simple questions in their minds. What does this person gain from this situation? Do their actions match their image? How do they behave when they no longer need something? Do they treat powerful people differently than powerless people? Those questions reveal more than long conversations ever will, because hidden motives usually leak through behavior. Sometimes it appears through inconsistency, sometimes through sudden changes in attitude, sometimes through envy, manipulation, or fake support. And the truth is, many people ignore these signals because they desperately want to believe the best about others. But wisdom requires honesty. You must learn to see people clearly instead of seeing only the version you hope is real. That single shift can protect your time, energy, reputation, and peace of mind. The clever person is not the loudest person in the room.